guys, how are you doing? Welcome to the Ashley Lancelot Show. We are doing basically a primer, a black primer on a couple of the miniatures for D&D. We are going to use a MPS black primer that we got in a little bit of water just to help it wash into every crevices in the corner. Right now we are actually cutting all the little bits and metal bits for it and painting it. And it was a kind of bad idea to put a black primer on a orc because the face was kind of very hard to see paint on, so we're using a basilisk instead. You want to get every nook and cranny for it, no matter what or how hard it is. It takes time. This was like a 2-hour video. I usually do live. I'm gonna start doing live streaming more on miniature painting as well. If you have any hints or questions, leave down in the comments below. I'm using MPS miniature Citadel and Reaper paint. So yes, and there we go. And it looks like it's almost done. But don't worry if it's not perfect or anything else. I'm using another version of a basilisk, more a larger scale, using 4 squares to cover its base as well. And this was a lot more harder because you gotta get through every single scales inside of it, and you can see the little bit bumps and so forth, and yeah, it was very interesting to do it. Yeah, Dr. decided to go back into the hobbies of painting miniatures, so lo and behold, I'm back to painting goddamn miniatures. So yeah, so far, when you get out of prime in, you want to let it dry, then we'll put the base layer in. The base layer is not the, you want to cover the whole thing with the base layer for it, but you should do the majority of it as well, and go back and re-prime everything. And I just said, fuck it, why not just prime the goddamn orc? So this is an orc shaman that I'm using as a character for my orc sorcerer, for my pathfinder. Can I find an orc sorcerer? So this is what I painted my shit as, and I think we're using Cthulhu, and so Cthulhu was going to be a bigger piece. I usually paint one before I give it to a friend. So I'm going to prime the shit out of it, put everything back together, see how I'm going to prime this sucker again. So I'm going to do the base instead. Don't worry about the letterings. We're going to use a kind of red neonish to cover the lettering, and we're going to use gray and everything else. The reason why we're using primer on a plastic piece is due to that it does not absorb water-based paint that well. If it's oil-based, yes, it will do a lot more better job. That's why we put more water. Let us go into each nook and cranny, let it dry. You might have to go over a second or twice. But yeah, and just go over and finish the other ones as well while you wait that dry. This part was kind of funny because while I was priming that thing, it's fallen apart because I don't want to glue it yet, because you have the headpiece is like one of the hardest one to work on and paint on, due to it's like it'd be hard to like paint in all the nook and crannies and everything else for it. But yeah, but so far so good. This was like a $40 piece. Paint is also expensive. I don't really want to buy Citadel paint, but you know what, I just did it because it has some unique colors, more solid colors than MPS. There's more usual other things. I went back out to get more stuff out, and yeah, it's going to be back right now, and back paint the damn thing a little bit more of the Citadel. We're using blue, we're using basilisk for the base paint. This is going to be the skin of it. I'm pouring a little bit out, a little bit of water, because Citadel paint's more thicker than you usually use it for. But other than that, you want to be very careful how you want to paint this sucker, because if you want to put on the fin or the rocks, you're going to have a little shade of blue with the other color and try to put on top of the layer on it as well. So be careful, take your time and everything else for it. But other than that, yeah, it's one of those things that you're going to have to enjoy doing. And Ashley's going to try to do some miniature paint as well. I don't know which one she's going to paint, but hopefully she's going to enjoy painting it, and she helped me a lot because she's an artist. I'm really not. I'm just a basic painter. So yeah, another basilisk with another base layer, and the paint I'm using for this is called Mac Rage Blue from the Citadel. I hope you guys enjoy it so far, and yeah, They turned out pretty good for the first base layer. Then you're gonna use a little bit lighter blue later on in the next video. But yeah, the figure was kind of hard. It was very long and thin, so you use the side of the brush and slightly brush it with a little bit of paint. Remove the excess paint out, and then you will actually be able to get that finger a little bit bluish instead of putting on the actual rest of the area of the where it's standing on. So yeah, I think it went pretty well. But I hope you guys enjoy it. Please subscribe and notification bell, and hopefully we'll see you again in the next live stream video. Bye bye.